It's like the Democrats are running baseball. They're trying to control something that is uncontrollable, and they're taking all the beauty out of the game. When I was a kid, well, heck, up until my mid-20s, I ate, slept, and breathed the game of baseball. I loved and followed pretty much every other sport too, including sports like golf, tennis, and bowling, but baseball was always my first love. There was something about the game that kept it old school. There was even a romanticism about the game, but as I got older, I noticed a shift. It became more about business and less about the love of the game. Guys used to die to go out there and play every day for all 9 innings. Late great Chicago Cubs Hall of Famer Ernie Banks was famous for saying, "Let's play 2." Now we have pitch counts, players take games off, and loyalty to a team or city has become all too rare. That's why when Hall of Fame pitcher Rich Goose Gossage said recently that the game is unrecognizable to the point that it's like the Democrats are running baseball, it resonated so deeply with me. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me once again on Not of Left Field for MRC-TV. I'm Nick Kangadis. For those of you that don't know, I played baseball all my life until I was about 27 years old. I don't have that many pictures of myself alone, so these team pics will have to do. And you've all seen me wear various Chicago Cubs jerseys over the course of me doing these commentaries. But to be honest, my love for the game has waned in the last few years, and I couldn't quite put my finger on what it was that was making my fandom decrease. Then I saw what all-time great relief pitcher Goose Gossage told the Tampa Bay Times in an interview last week, and it suddenly clicked. And it was one portion of the interview in particular that stood out to me. Gossage said, quote, "I don't even recognize this game that they're playing. I really don't. You get paid all this money for doing less, doing half. These stat-driven workouts are all eyewash. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's like the Democrats are running baseball. They're trying to control something that is uncontrollable, and they're taking all the beauty out of the game. Go ahead, boys. Take all the credit, fire up your computer, put in all that information, and see what it comes up with." Now think about that. Quote, "It's like the Democrats are running baseball. They're trying to control something that is uncontrollable," unquote. And that, right there, is why so many old school baseball fans fell in love with the game. Sure, the game is structured in the sense it has 9 innings, but there's really no time limit. And the game doesn't end until the losing team makes 27 outs. It was simple while being incredibly difficult to do, and it was pure. But much like the Democrats, nothing is ever enough. Whatever they do always has to go further and further until any joy anybody could glean from whatever we're talking about is gone. I'm not saying that some of the stats haven't been helpful to teams in gaining some kind of competitive edge, but there are so many different stats that the average fan both doesn't care about or understand that you get to a point where you're almost yelling at your TV, "Just play the damn game!" All of these innovations to the game that didn't need them in the first place were brought to us mostly by nerds who never played the game. Look, I really don't have anything against the nerds, as I called them. They probably felt like by coming up with these stats that they were making their contribution to the game we all love. But enough is enough. Sure, baseball has always been a haven for statistics geeks. I understand that to a degree. I love counting home runs as much as the next guy. But why can't we just sit down and enjoy a game anymore without a stat being thrown at you that has been overanalyzed pretty much every single pitch? With the new rule this year that pitchers have to pitch to at least 3 batters or until the end of an inning, you'd think the MLB made the decision because they even realized the game has become too micromanaged. And I would agree with the new rule if that were the reason, but that's not why they made the change. They just want the game to end faster because they think shorter games will garner them higher ratings, which in turn will get them more ad dollars. Fans know baseball can, depending on what happens, it can be a long game. But it's like baseball people don't want to watch baseball anymore. How come they don't work on shortening games in the NFL like they have in the XFL? In a typical three and a half hour NFL broadcast, there's only 11 minutes of actual action. How come nobody complains about that? Baseball wasn't just a game that people enjoyed playing or going to the park to watch. It was a rite of passage for families, passed down from generation to generation. Now, I have no idea how, but I remember the first game my mom ever took me to. I don't remember the exact date of the game, but I remember I was probably around 5 years old, seeing Wrigley Field for the first time before all the recent renovations that have drastically changed the experience. I remember the smell of the hot dogs, the grass, and the fresh air sitting on the third base side, the home side, and watching one of my favorite players growing up, Andre Dawson, go head-to-head with the Atlanta Braves' Dale Murphy. My point is that Gossage is right. Baseball was baseball for decades. The game made advances that absolutely needed to happen, like the color barrier being broken or hitters wearing helmets. But all of a sudden, much like the left, traditions had to be changed, stopped, or degraded, like how the left views patriotic displays as racist or sexist or whatever the hell else they like to say, while pushing societal changes that no one besides a very small but vocal minority asked for. This is why we can't have nice things. And in this case, the nice thing is being able to sit down, whether the game's on TV or you're at the park, and genuinely enjoying a game with family and or friends. We need to just go back to allowing the umpire to say play ball and watching the game we love unfold before our eyes. Now that's all I have for this week. What do you guys think? Do you miss how baseball used to be? Do you like how baseball is now? Or do you simply not watch because of all the extracurriculars? Let me know in the comments. I love talking baseball. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or a like. That's the best way to let us know you want us to keep these videos coming. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and beam that notification bell so YouTube might actually let you know when MRC-TV comes out with a new video. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. For MRC-TV, I'm Nick Kangadis.